Welcome, welcome to Meditation Nerd. All right, so just gathering myself here. Didn't want to start late, but was trying to get all my stuff together. Okay, so excuse me. I have my mic newly set up, so let me know if you guys notice any issues there. I've been having connectivity issues as well, so if the picture gets pixelated or starts to look a little wonky, my apologies. That's most likely my internet having issues. So let's get directly to the point for today's meditation. We throw around phrases like speak from a place of love, speak from the heart all the time, right? We throw out random words that we largely don't pay attention to. But what does this actually mean in our body? What are these phrases? What are these quotes? What are these continuous words that we use actually feel like within our bodies? Now, this is going to be largely for those of us that didn't necessarily grow up with a healthy model, okay? Doesn't mean it's just for people without a healthy model. I'm just saying that this is largely going to resonate more with that crew. With some of these phrases, the quotes, thrown around words, it can feel like a confusing, guilt tripping cliche, right? Or they can just, it's just what you say, right? These are just things that we grew up saying. So let's just go ahead from just a quote such as the one I used in the thumbnail to a direct felt sense within our body. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have a direct somatic translation. That being said, we're going to locate what speaking from love feels like as a physical state in our bodies. This is not about being nice. It's not about just saying the phrase love and light or love is the only language I speak fluently. This is about being so rooted in our own integrity that our words become a clear, powerful extension of our core. So we're going to really connect to the physical sensation of a heart-centered speech, what that means, how it feels, that type of thing. And then we're going to build that practice so that that's the place that we're speaking from by default versus this is just what you say. So this is just practice drill to build up that muscle, that skill. As it goes, you have to feel it to believe it. So let's begin. I just wanted to bring together another meditation that I did as far as where we hear the words, how we feel those, how they resonate. And I forgot to add this aspect of how it feels when we speak words that are hollow or phrases that are hollow. So this is just adding on to that practice. And I did drop that into the description if you want to check in on that practice. Okay. Excuse me. I am just checking my internet connection. Okay, we're slipping a little bit. That's making me feel a little concerned. Okay, we're going to continue forward. Okay, so again, this is more of a reflection of we're very aware of the impact our words have on others. Let's take a step back and look at how the words we speak impact us and notice, because that's going to be the first place it generates from, right? We're so worried about and focused on outside, we don't pay attention to what's happening within us. Because it does matter. We're sending out a frequency into the world, right? We should want that to be heart-centered. We should want to be speaking from alignment within ourselves. So, okay, now I'm feeling stressed about the internet. All right, bringing it back. Again, my apologies, you guys, if there's lag or there's pixelation, it's my internet. Okay, so I want you to bring to mind a word you often say that feels draining, it feels inauthentic, it feels hollow. It's just something you say, like fine when you're not, or sorry when you've done nothing wrong. Maybe it's a critical word you direct at yourself, okay? But I want you to reflect on that. Okay, so bring up that word here. Okay, so this part we're going to imagine actually speaking the word aloud. Don't actually do it. I just want you to notice how it feels when you're going to speak that word. Just feel the impulse. Notice the formation of that word as it comes to your mind and your body before you speak it. And then I want you to take notice of if does this feel more like a soothing balm or does it feel more acidic? So I've got like several phrases that are like tripping over themselves for attention. And what I'm noticing is my intestines clench. It feels very acidic. My throat closes, feels like there's a lump there. My chest kind of hollows out, but my heart itself feels very acidic. So I just want you to notice what's happening within you as you're speaking these. Oh, I'm sorry, not speaking, as you're thinking these words that you're anticipating speaking. Notice what's happening within your body. Perhaps you have a shallowness of breath. Maybe you also have a tightening of your throat or your intestines clench as well. I don't want you to get lost in the story. Okay, I want you to stay focused on the word or the phrase. And if you have a similar circumstance to mine where your phrases are like tripping over themselves to try to get your attention, notice that as well. And how does that feel? Does that add another layer? It definitely shuts my mind down. I feel my mind just like going numb and I just watch them trip. So my critical thinking just disappears. And then there's this acidic feeling that flows downward. So I just want you to notice, I want you to become familiar with what's happening inside you. Because this is the somatic signature of a word that does not serve you, it's not aligned. And becoming familiar with how your body is responding is you becoming aware of the lie that your body is refusing to fully endorse. So spend a little bit more time here. This is important. I know that it can be uncomfortable, it can be unpleasant. This is just as important as getting to the love and light parts, right? The shadow is just as important as the light. The two do not exist without the other. So let's, just like we befriend light, let's befriend the shadow as well. Because again, they don't exist without each other. They matter. They both carry equal weight. And it's just the way we speak about them, the way we frame them that is important. So just another couple of breaths here while we notice the words, the phrases. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale. Just notice what's happening. Exhale. Okay. Now we're going to practice the alchemy of the light and shadow together. So let's find a word or short phrase that feels deeply aligned and empowering to you. It could be something simple. I am capable. I choose peace. I see you has been a really good one for me, especially when speaking to myself. That's really helped me reframe and be a lot less mean. It can be something just one syllable, yes, no. Okay, whatever your short phrase or word. Oops, sorry, I think I just hit my mic. Not used to it working. But I want it to be deeply aligned. Okay, so it's not something you just throw out. It's not something that feels hollow. It doesn't feel forced. Again, it doesn't have to, we're not looking for a paragraph, okay? One short word, one syllable, can be a short phrase as long as it feels deeply aligned and empowering. So for today, I'm going with I see you. That's going to be mine. Okay. So once you have yours, and take as long as you need here, please don't feel like you have to rush through. Once you've got your word or your short phrase that feels aligned, now I want you to notice how that impulse to speak it feels. Don't actually speak it, just notice the impulse. How does the impulse feel from alignment? And try to feel the gathering. Does it gather from your heart? Does it kind of come up from your intestines themselves and swirls up? Maybe yours starts at the crown of your head and swirls down, right? Just notice that impulse. Where does alignment and empowerment stem from for you? Mine definitely feels like it's just two hands kind of like opening and spreading my heart wider. There's a lot of warmth. There's elevation that starts from like my pelvis and just works all the way up. And it feels very warm and inviting. It's very elevating. I feel like my head gets left out of this a lot. I don't really notice a whole lot of downward motion necessarily. And then notice how that feels, right? Like just as I described it. So mine feels like there's, it's two hands. That phrase is are the two hands opening my heart wider. That allows warmth to flow out of my heart and then flows up from my pelvis as well. Perhaps yours is more of a soothing, cooling balm. And again, maybe yours flows down from the crown of your head. That's equally perfect. Just notice how alignment feels for you. Empowerment. And this right here, it adds to my service to you. This, it elevates this offering. It elevates. It's, this feels perfectly aligned to me. Service, being of service to others, offering elevation and help. Feels like this is the perfect place for me to be. And again, don't get lost in the story. Don't create a story here. Stay with your word or your phrase and the feeling of alignment, the feeling of empowerment. Just notice how that's expressing itself throughout your being. No stories, no other aspects added. Okay, just stick with the physical sensations. And this beyond the term love and light, this feeling of alignment, this feeling of empowerment is your voice of integrity. This is your authentic voice, your authentic expression. And this is the energy that we generate within ourselves first before we speak. And I feel like this is what we need more of to be expressing with each other as we move forward. We have plenty of the initial practice. We need more of this aligned speech, empowered speech. So we're going to spend a few more breaths here from this aligned, empowered space. And then if you have any other aspects that come up, like I just noticed that my jaw felt kind of tense. And for me, I noticed I was getting lost in another story. So as I brought my focus back to I see you, because that's my short phrase that I chose to focus on, and inhaled, that did lighten it a little bit. There is still a little bit of tension in my temples that's asking for attention. That's perfectly okay. Just acknowledge I see you. Thank you for showing up, and advising that there's more work to do. That's perfectly fine. None of us are these nice little categorized silos. We are this beautiful mosaic of chaos and beauty, right? So just acknowledge what your body's telling you. Bring yourself back to that enlightenment, but make sure that you do acknowledge yourself as well. That is very much part of the practice as well. So even though that's not our focus right now, it is important that we acknowledge these other aspects for, flagging these other problems that do want our attention. And then I just wanted to close this out by anchoring in with some outros, I guess you could call them. They're not really mantras. I don't really want them to be anchored like that. This is more just a place of speaking from alignment as a way to carry us forward. So may the words I speak first nourish my own spirit. I align my speech with the voice of my heart. I choose words that create a sanctuary within me. Sat Nam. So carry this awareness forward, the resonance of alignment with the words that you're speaking, the intent that you're putting out, whether you're talking to yourself or you're talking to another. You being aligned with the words that are coming from your heart, from your authentic voice, matter, and they're needed now more than ever. I just wanted to add my perspective on building a connection, a deeper connection to the words that I'm speaking, so that I'm speaking more honestly and compassionately, not just to myself, everywhere, so that I'm speaking more authentically to myself, from myself, to you, to everyone around me. So next time you speak, take a micro pause, check in and ask, what energy am I about to generate within my own being? Am I offering my own alignment, or am I offering the discord? That's the wrong emphasis. Let's pick another word that I can actually emphasize correctly. Are you offering alignment, or are you offering dissonance? I think this is an important guide as well, especially in relation to what's already being put out there, and largely what we're seeing, that we're all just kind of tossing words out without any meaning. And I want more meaning. So I figured this was a good way to start connecting to how the words that I'm generating within me are actually resonating. Are they aligned? Am I just throwing more? And turns out, yeah, I was throwing a whole lot of just meh, this works. This sounds about right. All right, well, wanted to take some time, create a space to stop and go, actually, that doesn't. Let's kind of slide that over or change it or laugh about the wrong the wrong emphasis. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this helpful. Feel free to drop any comments that you would like. And as always, thank you for joining me. See you next time.